But even with all the insanity, I'm looking for ways to bring people together. That's my new mission. With everything's so divisive, so I'm trying to find ways to bond people, bring them together. Here's what I found. Here's what I figured. The one thing that I know connects all of us, no matter your race, social status, ethnicity, political affiliation, gender. What I know about you is that if I walk into your house and I walk into your kitchen and I open up the cabinet that's beneath the sink, I will find 150 plastic bags crammed into another plastic bag. And you don't know why. You've never used a single one of them. We're just hoarding them like 1800s oil barons. Look how many I have accumulated from my various purchases. You have this weird moment where you have a coronation ceremony where you pick the bag that will hold the other bags. Look at this bag, 3-ply retail bag. Type of bag that will choke a dolphin, no questions asked. That's what happens to all the plastic stuff. That's why we're trying to get rid of plastic stuff now, right? The new one is straws, because we all saw the video of the sea turtle, right? That video was circulated. Sea turtle got one stuck in its nostril. Do you believe that that's what happened? I just don't believe it. I just don't believe that. What are the odds that a sea turtle swam so hard and so fast in the direction of a floating straw that it lodged into its nostril so hard that it couldn't remove it with pliers? 0% chance. You couldn't make that happen if I gave you 10,000 chances. You just couldn't. And you know what? If you could, like, sea turtle, your body is 90% armor. That's on you, you know? That's on you that you let this happen. You ever tried to pick something up that you dropped in the water? It moves away from you. It's really hard. People love sea turtles. People are so, like, they get really tense about that. Like, don't you understand they're endangered? They could go, in less than 10 years, they could be extinct. There could be no more sea turtles. You know what I say to that? Okay. Okay. You ever seen one? Me either. They might not exist, you know? It's like telling me there's a disease killing off the unicorns. I don't care. I talk a big game, but I actually do care. I'm one of those idiots who I cut the plastic six-pack rings holder so dolphins don't get their snout caught in them. Another ridiculous thing that's never happened in the history of the ocean. Someone just made that up, and we're like, we better, the dolphins. It makes no sense. They just do one of their little flips. It'll come right off, you know? But I'm brainwashed with it, too, because we love animals more than people, for sure. Like, I once walking home from a show in New York late at night in the dead of winter, I saw a homeless man on the streets, cold, shivering, had literally covered himself up with trash just to try to warm up. And I saw this man, and I walked towards him, and I reached down into the pile of trash and picked up one of those six-pack rings so I could cut holes in it, you know? I stepped over a dying man to save a hypothetical dolphin. Do you understand? Our priorities are broken. We need to do more for homeless people, man. There's not a lot of options. There's a charity called the Doe Fund that does great work. Have you guys heard of them? They get jobs for homeless people to help them get off the street, which is fantastic and admirable. But their commercial just shows like a sympathetic lady speaking to a homeless guy on the streets, and then just jump cuts to him at an office the next day. All right? Like, you guys are familiar with New York City homeless people, right? Like, it's gonna take some ramp time, you know? They're not gonna be good to go on day one in the office. Just in some customer service job, like, thanks for calling Verizon, how may I help you? Someone's like, I've had a terrible day, my internet hasn't worked all day. Like, oh, you've had a terrible day. I ran away from home when I was 15 after getting molested. Picked up a crippling drug addiction on the streets. I'm HIV positive. This is my first day inside in 4.5 years. Just unplug your router and plug it back in, man. It's gonna be fine.